what was your first car? And I guess what kind of trouble did you get in once you got one?
Oh, okay. My first car was a 1986 Toyota Cressida. Um,
Okay.
I wound up crashing it because I tried to slide it around to impress a girl, and I crashed into a curb. So like I got into a bunch of trouble, and I was always working on it because it was always broken. But I loved that car. It was just loud. Someone chopped the exhaust off, so it was loud. Oh, and just like obnoxious. And anybody that had a fast car, I would drive up next to, and I just like rev it up, even though I was so. It was just so like, yeah, I love that car.
Yeah, my first car, I mean, I drove like my dad's pickup. I drove a couple of the family cars before I was able to purchase my own, but I bought,
Mhm.
I think it was an 89 Hyundai XL, had full like, skirt on it. It looked like a race car, even though it wasn't. And sometimes on the way to school, I would drive my sisters to school. We all went to the same school, and I would get a little crazy. I would drive up on the grass and things just to scare them, which my parents didn't know about, and they probably wouldn't have let me drive them to school.
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy, but just mess around a little bit here and there.
The same. Mine was a Jeep Cherokee Laredo, and my dad is a mechanic. So
Oh, sick.
anytime I got into any trouble, he was the one. He
Yeah, he would fix
fixed
it
it.
up for you.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah,
So you
very,
have
very
like an
helpful.
affinity for cars and stuff too, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things in the trailers that says you're either a person who hits the brake or hits the gas. For each of you, which category do you fall under?
I mean, I definitely hit the gas a little bit more than hit the brakes. I feel like I'm a little bit more willing to like take a risk, kind of like jump in to the deep end and figure it out as I'm going along.
Which is very much how I was when I was younger. Maybe too much. I hit the gas too hard. At this stage in my life, I tend to favor the brake a little bit more.
And to prepare for a show like this, what kind of driving training was there? Obviously, I know there are, stunt drivers going on here, but you guys do get behind the wheel. So what was that like? Did you get to have some fun?
Well, so we didn't get to do any of like our own stunts on the show just because of like safety reasons. Amazon
Yeah.
really make sure that everyone was safe and that we weren't like postponing like any of our shooting schedules or anything like that because there's so many variables in that. But I did wind up like going to stunt driving school myself and like I got my level 6 certification. So I love driving. It's like something I'm super passionate about. I love cars and stuff. So it was like it was fun to just like also just get in the mindset of like a driver and understand what it kind
Mm.
of took and like the repetition of it all. I think it was like a good thing for me to kind of get into character, to be honest.
And those sequences, which are so dynamic and turned out so great, are very complex to shoot. And there's a lot of different moving parts, and safety, even for the stunt drivers, has to be of a primary
Yeah.
concern. So it's like, it really feels like a big production when you get into those
Mm.
sequences.
And last question for you guys. Do you have any gearheads, motorheads in your family? And what do you think they're going to think of the show when they see
I mean, I am a motorhead, and I love the show,
it?
and like everyone in my family loves cars and racing, and I think that they're gonna just think it's a joy like to watch. It's so fun and it's so
It
exciting. And
is.
even for people that aren't into cars, I feel like the emotional through line of the show just like speaks for itself, and I think it keeps everyone engaged. You know what I mean? Like it's just a
Yeah.
fun show.
And I'm happy to be in a project finally that the younger members of my family can watch. I hear so much time, Uncle Ryan, we haven't seen you. We're not allowed to watch this. We're not allowed to watch that. So now they've got something that they're going to love.